Hey, welcome to Breaking Bread, hosted by me, CrunkChocolate, a show where we break verbal bread with the quote-unquote enemy. There actually no air quotes. They straight up ops, baby. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, I will be here having a conversation with a supporter of City's upcoming opponents. Shout out to everybody on Patreon enjoying this full episode. Subscribe to either of our tiers. The $6 tier, you do get more content, discount on our merch store, all of those fun things. So $6 a month. $6 a month. What a deal. You get so much fantastic content. Our weekly episodes out early. On top of it, so many goodies. If you're watching on YouTube, podcasting app, you see it's only like 12 minutes of this episode. That's because there's more of it. You're just missing out because you are not subscribed to our Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon and get the rest of this amazing episode, because it is international break and the ladies will roam. They will control all of the attention, all of the conversation like they deserve. It's Manchester Derby week. It's battle first between second. The match is at Old Trafford, the swamp, the waterfall fixture, the museum. We are taking on United, who, they put up a great fight in their UCL match. I can't hate too much because we're not even in the competition. So I will say that. I also got ahead of it, so you can't say it to me now. But we are going to be talking our Baby Blue Daddies taking on those rags across the city. To help us understand more about this club, we're going to talk about Mark Skinner. I wish I would have took a photo of it. There was a moment, it was right after Bayern's third goal. They turned to Skinner and he was just like, and I was just like, oh, it fills my soul. Love it. So to talk all things Manchester United, hey, we got our good friend, our the usual person I hit up when we have to play them. Holloway, what's up, my friend?
What's up? What's up? Great introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, okay, so let's just start here, because the conversation, it's like a weird thing, because yes, Manchester United women's team is relatively new in the grand scheme of things. They have been able to find a lot of success pretty quickly, but then also there's the tie to the men, so naturally they should probably be getting it right quickly. They should probably be in the situations that they are. Then you have the whole like Ratcliffe hating on the women's side, and Mark Skinner, he annoys people, and so like there are these things that people want to applaud United about, but then have these things where it kind of makes people feel a little like weird or uncomfortable in being wanting to get laud support to the club. So I guess, how is
yeah.
that experience really as a supporter of the women's side?
Massively frustrating. Massively frustrating. I mean, you've had me on for a couple of times, and I don't think on either of those times that I've been Skinner's biggest fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we also touched up on, the like the management from the top, that they don't invest that massively in their women's team, and you had Radcliffe go out and make some comments, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And as you touched on, that we're still technically a new team, but we're not really a new team. I kind of don't like the I don't know, like excuse of them being a new team anymore. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
fair.
in the first couple of seasons coming from the championship, I get that then you have to build on the squad, you have to get to the level of the WSL. And for like maybe the first two seasons, you can sort of use that excuse of like we're still new, we're still trying to figure out the style of play and the flow of the WSL and everything. But by now, I feel like we should have managed to get there. And I mean, obviously, to be fair, we have finished decently in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Um, like obviously, I think this is now we're second, and but we're only like 1 point ahead of Chelsea, and we're a good amount of points behind City. Um, so obviously that's been a good season for us, but I think you want to close that gap to the top a little bit more. I think it's great that we can sort of challenge from second and down. But that's that's what you want and that's what you expect every season, that you're going to be in the top three.
Yeah, and you with Champions League, I mean, obviously, there's a very brutal. You're in the middle of a very brutal week of games with the Champions League quarterfinals and the Manchester Derby, and that's before an international break, and then you're supposed to just like come back and pick everything up and ending the WSL season going against Chelsea. Well, that I know, and I mean, thankfully you sit in second. You have the point lead over Chelsea, but Arsenal still have a couple of games that they need to play. But they also are well. They beat down Chelsea, so they should actually be able to rotate and handle business. But the aim will probably be Champions League won it because we're finding out the importance of depth needed. Even if you bring in really good players for a starting 11, when you get these games back to back to back, especially when most of the season you're kind of only doing one a week, it really does mess with things more than I guess managers at the moment are really giving credit for. We learned it last season, and our Champions League run also had like 7 of our starting 11 were out with injuries, so that made it a little difficult too. But Arsenal are United making huge moves, obviously with Jess Park, Julia Zigliotti, and Ferdinand Rolfo in the summer, and then this winter bringing in more players: the Hannah Lundqvist, Leah Schuler, Ella Wingerheim. Insane movement, and again showing like doing the actions that are saying, hey, we are actually trying to take this team seriously. And so like and it will make it a little easier to kind of like move on from the awful from the past and kind of just focus on the actions that can make you be happy as a supporter, right?
Yeah. I for this season, I've been very happy about the transfer windows. I like the players that we've gotten in. It's some of the younger ones, very exciting players. So I'm just happy to see them develop, and I can see the potential in them. And then you get a Fridolina Rolfrey in, who is just, is a great player,
Mm-hmm.
which is also a really good thing, that it's not just, 10 kids in the dream going on the field, basically, that you get some of that seniority and players who have been, at the top level of football. Obviously, she played for Barcelona, so she's a known winner, and I think it's really good to get that mentality into the team, and I think that helps everybody a lot.
Very much so, very much so. uh, it'll be interesting because 2 seasons ago it looked like Skinner was out of here, and then all of a sudden he has seemed to figure things out and has the team playing well. They're in a good spot. It's also in a weird place with women's football, is that a lot of managers have been fired in a short amount of time. So it's really like, actually, it's really just football in general, where a lot of the older managers are kind of leaving, and there's a new set that are coming in and who haven't exactly established themselves. You're not quite sure who you're going to get, what you're going to go with. So even if you would want to move on from Mark Skinner, I mean, he has the team playing well, has him in good spots and stuff like that. But even if you wanted to get rid of him, the question is, who would you even replace someone like that with? So it overall, he has the team playing decent and well. What are you seeing any growth from him and his tactics, or how he just appears on the sidelines or anything?
I really want to say not really. I mean, we are playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we have our up and down moments, but we as a team are playing well most of the time. Obviously, we have some slip ups here and there, but to Skinner and his tactics and how he's gotten the team to play, again, I think I said this last time. I don't actually know how much is like how much credit we have to give to him
That's
and
fair.
how much credit we have to give to the players. Because obviously there has to be some sort of harmony within, manager and
Mm-hmm.
players and getting everything to mesh together. But I don't. I feel like he's still doing the same antics on the sidelines and the post-match interviews that we've seen before. I don't feel like there's been any change there, really. At least not from what I've seen. But again, I haven't seen every single post-match interview or pre-match.
That's fair.
But personally, I would like to see a new coach also because we're getting all of these very exciting players in, and obviously we have some very well established ones as well. And I want to see how a new manager and a new tactic and vision, set up everything, how that's gonna maybe elevate the team, sort of bring something different out of them. I think now because we're talking about a derby as well, I feel like that's a very obvious sort of comparison in seeing how that City team has transformed by switching to a coach, and switching to a coach who's very player oriented.